Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Regarding Tropical Storm ees-ah-EE-ahs, somebody's clearly playing defense. For now, which is great news in that regard. Cranky weather guy, the absolute best weatherman on the planet, moderate dry air, and shear continues to impinge on our cyclone. Our little nose wedge, again, majority of those pretty colors are canopy spread out, not a big ball of rainfall under this. It's only the wedge itself. And so, for now, defense is being played masterfully. And it looks like Florida seems pretty safe. This thing is going to make landfall in the Carolinas. What will its intensity be and when will that happen? At this moment, I do not know, but we can take guesses and we have days to track. It is expected to pass very close to New York City after it moves through the Carolinas, but hopefully it will only hit the Carolinas as a tropical storm or a weak Category 1 hurricane. Cranky seems to think the tracking is set in stone, and I have absolutely no reason to doubt him. And for the moment, it's like someone stuck a pin in it because it's just kind of been hanging out there for, 12 hours. As the red and orange is dry air. And some wind shear. Although the wind shear will lighten over the next few days, so we'll have to keep an eye on it for the Carolinas. But, if somehow technology, Space Force, Air Force, you name it, had a way to generate dry air, remember it's 2020, then dry air would be a great way to fight hurricanes, because one of the things that we've seen is them separate the low from the convection. So if you can keep the lower level circulation away from the convection, it prevents hurricanes from really intensifying. We've seen this happen time and time again since 2019. Hopefully this trend will continue through 2020 because we should see a lot of storms. How many of them will hit the USA as bigger than a Category 1? We don't know. We'll check though. So it's an ugly storm. It keeps trying to get its act together, but the wind shear and the dry air keep kicking its ass. We have a low, mid-end tropical storm. Has been for a long time. Can't have wind at the surface if no wind aloft. Yes, it's plenty. 45 knots sustained. That's a solid storm system. Gusts 50 miles per hour. Isolated 70. Cranky is not worried about it still. So that's good news. I'm in my own personal cliffhanger here today, as with 2 days left in my fundraiser, I've got $1,224 left to raise. But with unemployment benefits expiring for 31 million people, I guess a lot of people are in that same boat. And I would guess that, even if I can't pay rent, they're not going to evict me, because it would be hard to evict millions of people over the next month, I would think. Anywho, if you'd like to contribute, I got a snail mail, PayPal, Venmo, CashApp, Patron, and I plan to work as hard as I can for you guys as Planetary Defense Commander this month and the rest of 2020. The big story to start off August, if you're looking for omens, was the Apple fire. Technically, we've had multiple fires broke out at the exact same time, but the Apple fire is one of the most impressive. I think its smoke got up to like 40,000 feet. It looks like a volcano. It acts like a volcano. It ejects shit like a volcano. But I think the last thing our government and the corporations want to do is make people in California think that there's any chance that a volcano could erupt there anywhere. But I got to remind you guys, with all the planets on the same side of the sun and Jupiter and Saturn coming together for a grand conjunction on December 21st, I let you guys know before 2020 started that I thought there was a 95% chance of a volcano eruption along the west coast. And technically I've hit that mark because Popocatépetl erupts every single day. But we're specifically looking at the USA area. So 95% chance, I've said this year, that we could have a volcano eruption, California, Oregon, Washington. This is the pond fire. So I'm not saying 100% that this is a volcano, because when I do that, the hacking problems get really bad, and then sometimes my computer gets shut down, and it brings a whole lot of issues. So I'm just saying what I'm saying, and I'm saying it how I say it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. So we're looking at, this is the Apple fire, and we're looking at the time lapse from yesterday. And remember, every single one of these fires started at the exact same time. I think this blew the boom. One of those trees must have been filled with like super dynamite or something. Anywho, but so like, I don't know. Oh, and so another thing I got to tell you. Some people get freaked out when I talk about the planets. And it was kind of designed that way, that like you're not allowed to talk about the planets, you're not allowed to talk about the sun. You can only talk about politics, and you can only talk about whatever the TV or the social media is telling you. Any other way, people are going to shame you. And what was it talking about? Oh, so the Battle of the Planets starts tomorrow. And the last few months of 2020 are going to be Mars and Aries month. And so what is going to happen over the next few months, I don't know, man. I think there's going to be some scary shit coming down the pipe. And so, let's say our prayers, because it's going to, it's going to be more 2020. And at times it feels like, to the richest people on the planet, everybody's expendable. And not only are people expendable, but it is okay to make profits off of the death of people. You guys remember Grodix? I don't know. He used to put out these very interesting conspiracy theories, and he would draw pictures over everything, and he had the like clown. And anyway, I always found it entertaining. But the Apple fire happens right by the Salton Sea, and the Salton Sea is like one of the most interesting, a very interesting California story. Anyway, but a lot of his prophecies, or whatever the heck he was doing, predictions came that was around the Salton Sea. So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, great. And then we had the Castaic fire, which pretty much started at the same time. But on that same note, knowing that the Battle of the Planets starts tomorrow on the 3rd, I definitely think the Carolinas and the Northeast needs to watch out for Tropical Storm Isaias and a possible strengthening. Now, look, we're definitely putting the atmospheric defense team theory to the test this year. So it's better to be very prepared this year, and then, we'll figure it out as we go. Popocatépetl volcano in Mexico, that's been the most active volcano on planet Earth, has been bubbling like crazy, man. Lava's just been bubbling. And one of the things I have noticed is when you get a big fire that pops out in the south, there's always one that pops out in the north at the exact same time. It happened last year. Anyway, so it happened yesterday. And so signs we were looking for on August 1st, they were not mostly hurricane, they were big fire signs. Rob Maeda, considerable upper altitude smoke over the Bay Area, but not Apple fire or pond fire related. No wind flow transport of smoke from north to northeast. Cursor hovers near the larger Apple fire smoke plumes and new pond fire plume to our south. And so there's a pond fire down there, I believe. Yeah, no, August is definitely going to be really active, and then everybody needs to prepare for September, October, November. Pretty much leading up to the conjunction of the planets, Yeah, so there's the Apple fire, and there's the Salton Sea. It's pretty mesmerizing. And look at those one or two big puffs or tufts of white smoke that pop out at the end. That's interesting. It's very interesting. And so I want to show you again this spectacular view of Nish-Inoshima erupting over the last 2 days. And so that's Nish-Oshima. And that is the Apple fire. That's Nish-Oshima, the volcano. Activity over 2 days. And that is the Apple fire. Look at that white smoke, dude. That's Nish-Oshima. And then that is the Apple fire. That's the Salton Sea. It's a weird story. And you got some severe weather outlook brought to us by Brian Don Gann. I mean, the severe weather's not his fault. But, it's up for like Watertown. Hey, Messina, Utica, Binghamton, Shenanigans Candy, Albany, Poughkeepsie, Newark, Princeton. So you guys be looking at. And also, I think parts of Canada might be getting severe weather as well. Isaias, nears Florida coast, is poised to affect entire eastern seaboard with heavy rain and medium to strong winds. We're talking a swath of 3 to 3 inches. I'm sure 10 inches in some spots. So like over by Reading and Shillington and Reamstown. This is from today. Boyertown, Home, Potts, near Philly. They got 5.5 inches. And so in this general area, after it's all said and done, Tuesday night we'll probably see 5 to 10 inches of total rain. So we got one storm that's moving in that will meet up with all the ees-ah-EE-ahs or whatever. See that? Up the coast. So no matter what, it's going to be a major rainfall event at some point. And then the red spots are possible tornadoes. So like super dry and smoky over here and then super wet up the entire eastern seaboard. Although it looks like most of the heavier stuff will be kept off of Florida and then driven up into the northeast. But Tropical Storm Isaias is trying to get its shit back together. And so as your planetary defense commander, I do have to suggest everybody just keep tracking it, keep an eye on it. Because it's 2020 and things are weird, but up till now, whoever's playing defense is doing a tremendous job. Thank you for that, Atmospheric Defense Team and Prayer Warriors and Astro Fight Club. And then technically we're tracking this one and then this one. So it's going to be an interesting month. You know what I'm saying, G? And then throw in the 3 sunspots. We have AR, is it 2769? I don't even remember. And I'm really bad at math. So we got Sunspot 1, Sunspot 2, Sunspot 3 is turning around, but this one is already giving off some B-class solar flares. So we are stepping up, and eventually we're getting to X-class flares. How soon? I don't know, but it's all very fascinating and interesting. And then you got that giant filament that's been hanging off and then popping off. And when the sun acts weird, the weather acts weird, and people go crazy. And so that's definitely kind of happening. So exciting times for you and I, and a bit dangerous. Will THORnews survive through August? God, I hope so. Probably. But can't do it without your help. If you would like to make a contribution for all my Herculean efforts, I got a snail mail, PayPal, Venmo, CashApp, Patron, and you guys overall have been absolutely amazing and awesome and so kind to me. I've only got $1,224 left to raise. And I got to say super thanks to Cynthia, Andrew, Janine, Ellie, Rachel, Athena, Marjut, Robert, Caleb, Richard, Courtney, Summer, Angel, Damian, Angelique, James, Mike, Andy, Robert, Bennett, Matthew, Jess, Angel, Wagger Breath, and Dan, and Asteroid Fight Club, and Atmospheric Defense Team, and the Prayer Warriors. You guys are all amazing. Do I got any super rich people who've been watching THORnews for like over 5 years, who've never contributed before, who've been making a lot of money off the rising stock markets or the rise in Bitcoin? If so, now would be a wonderful time for you guys to make a contribution. If, you're so inclined. And I got to thank all my haters and my hackers and the people wishing that I will fail. I wouldn't have gotten this good without you guys. Although it would be nice to take a day or two of relaxation. I don't know. So I clear my head, get my sense of humor back. But I did not know if that is going to happen. Look at all those weird glitches, bitches, in the frames. Do you see them? I wonder what they are. You see one that pops up over here. They're little zip zaps. There, see it? They're boom, bing, bang, boom. All right. I will be trying to bring you guys videos all day, I hope. Because that's what I got to do. And especially since it's fundraiser season. 2 days left. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Stay cool. Man. But yeah, honestly, the next 3 months are just going to be this giant freaking battle between everybody and everything, it seems. Well, hey, but I still, pretty much for 40 years of my life, I've been pushing for peace on earth. That's what I want. Peace on earth. That's what I want. And people say, no, that is ungodly to want peace on earth. Well, then I guess I'm ungodly, dude. But I love Jesus Christ, my King. So I guess I'll just have to find out on the day I die. I feel like a pretty good guy, though. All right. Peace out. God bless everyone.